Hello? One moment, Ivan, I'm sorry. Hello? Hello? Okay then. Hello? Yeah, okay, that's good. We're good. It's, uh, what's up? So, I'm gonna be doing my homework in this video. I've got all I have to do is download it, open it, and there you have it. That is my homework. It shouldn't take too long, but that will be the second video today. I'm sorry you can see me right here to this side. I don't know where I'm gonna be here, but a equals 5, angle is 25, not bigger A, beside bigger A. C is 90, makes this one 65. He makes us show work, so let's just feed the man what he wants. And then 180 minus 180 minus 115 equals 65. I don't have my calculator. It's right here, but I apologize nonetheless. Because I can't do sine and cosine and other trig functions in my head because I'm not super genius. But so basically, I mean, you can read it right here. We're doing the law of sine and cosine. This first one is sine, so easy money. The next one can also be solved with law of sines, and the second one is cosine for sure. But let's go. So basically, law of sine, if you don't know, is, let me scroll down. It's sine A over the side angle A over side length A is equal to angle B over side B equals C sine angle C over C. It's easy. I'm still gonna find a way to mess this test up. I've got a lot to go over. But aside from that, let's just keep going. I'm gonna just do side B first. And so what you do from here, if you don't know, is basically I'm not gonna show every step, but it's this divided with the sine 65 over it. And I guess that happens because you multiply the B over and then divide this. Now let's get rid of those marks that I don't need. I type that into this. I have a bunch of garbage already typed in. Sine 65 divided by sine 25 divided by 5. Don't worry, I got the parentheses in the right spot. I'll show you there and here. I have the camera flipped, so my bad. I know you can see that, but I don't know, it doesn't matter. Equals B, which is also equal to 10.72. Except I made a mistake here. He would have decapitated me for doing capital B's for the side length. He's a pretty awkward guy. I think he's cool though. I'm gonna skip showing that step and just do sine 90 divided by sine 25 over 5. And then I can just do that. And then type in 90, and this one equals C, which is also equal to 11.83. Now I didn't do equals for any of these. Do the little angle thing, and then I'm gonna make it easy to see by boxing it in? That's the first question. It's not a lot of work. I'm just doing a lot of talking. A, B, C, angle A, angle B, angle C. So today wasn't that bad of a day. I did a kickflip on my penny board, and I slightly regret not recording it, but it'll be fine. It is fine. I love how much writing mistakes I'm making. So once I get this angle, you take these 180 minus the answer, and then that gives you C, and then you can just do lap signs again. It sounds like I know what I'm talking about, but again, I'm not going to do good on the test. I've accepted the fact. What you do here, and you'll do this with both, that's an 8. You do that times 6, because all you do is multiply that over. Just erase it this time. I'm going to write that a little bit smaller over here. Yeah. A little smaller, a little nicer. I'm just going to use the initial equation because I'm lazy. That doesn't even work. There's no reason. So 6 times, I messed it up. Okay, parentheses 6 times sine of 40, parenthesis, twice, divided, I messed it up. 6 times parenthesis sine 40 over 8. I should be watching Breaking Bad right now. What am I doing? Oh. I didn't do this. I didn't do it completely, right? You wanna do that? And then the inverse sign, because what this is equal to is sine B. And you need B alone, so it makes sense. To cancel out sine, you do inverse sine. And for the next one, you'll have, I'm just gonna write it out quick. I didn't do the inverse sign. Let's finish this one quick. 28.82. I'm just gonna add these on the calculator. Plus 40, 180 minus the answer. 40, 28.82 equals 68.82. 180 minus 111.18. 111.18. 4 1s and an 8. I apologize about that though. I know my lips look very unappetizing. That's because I didn't drink water the last day or two. For no reason. I'm gonna stick with the initial here. Sine 40 over 8 equals sine 111.18 over C. And then back to the initial from the first problem. You, or I, because I doubt you go to the same class in the same school as I am and are in trigonometry if you're watching this. I'd hope not. That'd be embarrassing. I'd be extremely embarrassed, and I wouldn't talk to you. Let's plug that into the calculator. Divided by sine 40 parentheses divided by 8. Not plus. There. This equals C, and C equals 11.61. Guys, ready for law of cosine? This one's exciting. I'm actually gonna write this, because if you look at this as the A and the B and the C, we're on the second page here. Polar coordinates. I was thinking Pascal. Not quite the same thing. B, and then I have the 1, A. That's an ugly A, I apologize. All right. I passed that. I don't know if you can hear the train. It's passing right now. I passed the train a while ago while I came home from school. It is quite insane how slow that goes. I feel bad for the driver. Anyway, A equals 4, this one equals 6, and C equals 70 degrees. 70 degrees. Law of cosine. If we're gonna, let's find C first. Because with this one, I think you can use law of sine to solve otherwise now. But this is C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2 parentheses AB cosine C. So if we plug in numbers here, we got C squared plus 4 squared plus, shoot, that's an equals. You guys didn't correct me. You must be horrible at math if you didn't even catch that silly mistake that I just made. Anyway, plus 6 squared minus 2, 4 times 6 cosine 70 degrees. And with some basic addition, you gather that 16, that's 52, minus 48 cosine 70 equals C squared. Plug that into the calc here. 52 times parenthesis 48 cosine 70 That's where I went wrong. You guys didn't correct me again. It's 52 minus. That's better. C squared equals 35 point, I'm gonna do 6 for the sake of my wrist and writing. 35.6. Square the whole thing to get C all by itself, and you get 5.96, 9.97 because it's 6.5. Oh geez, I just said it. I said that it was wrong, and I still wrote it wrong. Oh, while I just finished that part, I'm gonna do it here quick too, leaving enough room for answers. So we have all the sides. Let's use, I'm gonna use the law of cosine again just to like get more practice or whatever. You can like switch these around. The only reason I did it like that is because I was going to find C first, but basically if you want to find B or A, you switch this to cosine B or A depending on what you're finding. And then it'd be plus c squared or c squared plus. It doesn't really matter, it's addition, but you just trade out one of these. Oopsie poopsie. You switch the things around. So if it's c squared, you can switch it to b or a squared. In the end would be cosine a or b, and the c squared would go wherever you replace those. You'll see it in just a minute. So I'm gonna just I'll do angle A, just because it should be the smallest angle, which is lower than 70. So 16. I'll write the base form. I won't jump ahead here. So 4 squared equals 5.97 squared plus 6 squared minus 2. 5.97 times 6. Cosine A. There. And that's when we just like simply do the math. I'm gonna use that instead of the exact number because I'm lazy. 16 equals 35.64 plus 36 minus 2 times 5.97 times 6 minus 71.64 cosine A. So let's add this number up with 36 to get like terms. And that is beautiful. And I hate it. 71.64 minus 71.64 cosine A equals 16. 16 minus this whole number right here, this magical number. Oh man, is that right though? I'll consider it 55.64. Maybe I should have just used law of signs. I might. Oh, but it's dividing by a negative, so it will be positive. That's what I was scared of. And then that divided by this big fat number right here. Oh, okay, so it's gonna be 0.766610832 equals cosine A. Don't need to fear, because that's when we use cosine inverse to cancel these bad boys out. Right? It's okay, guys. So that might look right. You might not know trigonometry. And so you're just like, well, you got an answer. No, I didn't. Because what I got is an answer that doesn't make sense. Because that this triangle is not a triangle. Because that was 70% is what we have right now, right? And what I just showed you was angle A was supposedly 140. If you add these up, that's 210. That's like, you can't do that. Because like a triangle is always 180. That's right there, that's 45 and a 90 plus 180. That's what a triangle equals. So let's ignore that I did that. Let's say that. And then let's do law of sine because I can. Because I'm a thug. And let's just pretend I didn't do that, please. And thank you. I'm gonna do sine B. I'm gonna find angle B. What this is times 6 on both sides. That's all. I'm mildly embarrassed, and I wish this wasn't taking this long. Especially because I did all that work for nothing. That was like 5 minutes. I don't have that kind of time. Anyway, 6 times sine B, sine 70 divided by 5.97, and then inverse sine, which means B equals 70.8. And this does make sense because this is the biggest side by 0.03. 70.8. You can just add these up here, which is 140.8, which makes 180, 140.28. I mean, that makes this one equal to what, 39.2 degrees. And there, that's it. I'm gonna write it smaller up here. And then I have to write out the steps before I die. There. Now I have all this room right here to get started on polar coordinates. Wonderful. Let me maybe it's just not a good idea. Okay, I barely know how to do this. So with the first one, you want to do a squared plus b squared equals r. It's basically Pythagorean theorem, I guess. I believe that's right. You guys aren't allowed to look at my notes. There. This is the last unit we did. We did polar coordinates last, yeah. We're doing rectangle 2, right? Yeah, rectangle into coordinate. Or polar. Where is it? Conversion from rectangle to polar. We got him. We got him. So yeah, the first coordinate. Oh, it's y plus x squared, not a plus b or whatever I said. And then the second one is the inverse of tangent y over x. Alright, should be easy enough. R1, R2, which is just so I can remember for these like they shouldn't. Gotta be kidding me. This second one has a rational. I'm not about that. I hate math. I thought I liked math before, but like I don't know, it's just not for me, I guess. So this first one is minus 3 squared plus 3 squared. It doesn't matter the order. This is, again, it's adding. Just took off my socks. I took off the first one a minute ago. You saw that probably. Comes out to 18 squared, and then you want to do your tree thing. And oh, I skipped a step. 2, 9, 3, 3, which makes that 3 square root of 2. And then for the second one, you want tangent inverse 3 over negative 3 tan negative 1 minus 1. And if you know the unit circle, which unfortunately I have had to learn, that, considering with coordinates, what you do is you use this half. That's like 3/4 of the circle, but let me just do a better picture. It's small, but you just use this. That's all you use. Okay, so using just the right half of that circle. I'm getting a phone call. Hold on. So if you know what tangent, that's inverse. Yeah, it doesn't matter, I guess. It's still, I believe, pi over 4, but negative. Because pi over 4 would usually be at the 45 degree. And where this is either here or here. But, like, to get this number, like, no, shoot. Why? Let me show you. So what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to click on that. How to? There. Okay, there we go. So backspace, 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 backspace. There. Back to normal. I'm gonna put this over here now, because I might need that. No, never mind. I don't right now. If it stays there, I'm good. I'm Gucci. What's on my shirt? I'm so sorry. That looks like inappropriate body fluid. It's been 30 minutes. You didn't say anything? Okay, so since you're only using this half, whereas this technically is tan negative 1, because you're only using this half, you're using 7 pi over 4, which is still 1. Because this and this is equal to square root of 2 negative 2 square root over 2. You get it. Just look up a picture of the unit circle. I don't know why I had to explain that. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. Negative pi over 4. B. Which is 5 square root of 3, 5. And then you do this. Do radicals cancel? I look at the mic and then I look at the screen, which is there, and then I look at the camera. It's a good order you've got there, Ivan. Oh, you know what it does? It turns into this bad boy. You see. I wish we didn't have to, like, cause like I don't. Yeah, okay, square root of 40 should just be that. No, I figured it out. So you can you can do 4 and 10, and then 2 and 2. So it's 2 square root of 10, guys. I've barely gotten the hang of this. I learned how to do that in like maybe algebra 2, which is sophomore year of high school. Or I was taught how to do it. I didn't learn how to do it. That was a bad teacher. She got mad at me for like asking questions. She's one of those type. Okay, anyway, tangent negative 5 over 5 square root of 3. I can't do that without a calculator, because again, I'm not genius here. 5, that. Oh man, because that's improper. So you gotta this times that again. It's basically times 1. It's manipulating 1 extremely, because 5 square root of 3 over 5 square root of 3 is 1, but it is just a very ugly 1. I hate this class so much. I've got calculus 1, 2, 3, and probability and stats after this, and probably more that I just overlooked. Why can't I not do this in my head? Okay, so this. Yeah, what's wrong with me? Hold on, I gotta make sure there's nothing inappropriate on my Chrome browser. Oh, surprise, surprise, it's D2L. It is my school website. 5 times 5 square root 3. Radical. Mathway, you've saved me so many times. Quite possibly have helped me as much as you haven't. Okay, I'm just gonna actually just do it. Tangent inverse this 5 divided by parenthesis 5 square root of 3 parenthesis. Let's try evaluate. I feel like that's right. It's pi over 6. It equals 30 degrees. Oh my goodness. I feel like that's overcomplicated. Slightly. Mildly. So instead of showing this work, I'm just going to be like, I used Mathway, because I did. Pi over 3. Whatever. On to the next one, which is 0, -4. That was a pitiful comma. Oh man, I'm like forgetting how to do this as I'm doing it. So -4. Okay, never mind. It just equals 4. It just equals 4. It doesn't take a genius to know that. Come on now. Because it's squared plus 0 squared, which is 16 squared, because that cancels out, and that's 16. So rewrite that. and then you get 4. 4, comma. There's my bubble, so it makes it easy to see that. Then we get tangent. -4/0, which is tangent when it is 0. Is that 2 pi? Let me look that up. Unit circle. Does that equal 0, guys? y/x, yeah, okay. Two pi. All right, and then rect 2 polar coordinates from into PC into rect A. I don't remember this part at all. I'll have to look at notes. I don't think it's hard at all. Wait, let's hide my personal business, guys. Actually, I wouldn't. That's private. That is private. You guys wouldn't even know the term. Anyway, back to like actual what I'm doing, my homework. PC to rectangle. So you're gonna do R cosine beta. And that's theta, right? R theta equals X. What's different from Y? Okay. There's nothing different. It's X is cosine. X is sine. Yeah, X is cosine. Okay, so X is cosine, and the other is not. So if I'm finding X, it is 2 cosine pi/2. And then Y equals 2 sine pi/2. And so on the unit circle, pi/2 is it's that. It's the top of the circle right here. It's the top of the Y coordinate on still touching the circle. It's that line. But at the top of the circle, it's x half. On the bottom, it's 3 pi. It's pi half, 3 pi half. Because a circle equals 2 pi, the circumference. And so when you say pi half, that is a quarter, and then pi, 3 pi/2, 2 pi. And you finish the circle. Anyway, Y equals 2. X equals 0. And the in-between step here is 2 times 0, because cosine half is, the coordinate is 0, 1, because the radius of any circle is 1 when talking about the unit circle. So that's why Y equals 1. Oh, it equals 2 times 1, because this equals 1, right? You guys can barely see it. I'm so tired, and I gotta go to the gym. Let me give you a nipple, with that. Right here, right there. So that's that one. 0, 2, there's that. It's going to be, which is -5 negative pi over 4. Easy, I hope. X equals a -5 cosine negative pi over 4, which is this one. And since it's that, it's the x, so it is -5, and that's as much as you can do. And then I'm gonna do y above that, but it's also the same thing except not negative, because the y in that coordinate, since it's negative, it goes down, so the y is negative, and then the negative on the 5 and the negative on that cancel. You guys are watching me deteriorate. I'm kind of excited for calc. You know, it gives me that fresh start. I'm feeling pretty fine. This one should be easy. Is that negative pi? Where's negative pi? 2 pi. It's a full... Oh, but this is 2 pi is equal to 2. No, 2 pi is equal to 0 as well. So just that. It's the cat. It's clockwise. It's clockwise going that way. Half of the circle. I highly recommend you just look it up, because I looked it up on here. Like, is that upside down for you guys? Yeah, okay, that's right. So this is 2 pi, and going around this way is negative, but if you like that, it's positive. One moment. It's the last one, I gotta power through it. But what's negative pi? Because what about it makes it negative? So what I'm thinking is that you get 2. It's the opposite of pi half, because pi half is equal to 0, 1 coordinates, and pi is equal to -1, 0. So it's not exactly opposite, of course. Where you'd get this is actually at 2 pi. And that's the reversed one. Because at 2 pi, it's 1 this way, 0, it's on the x-axis, the origin or whatever. But x would technically be cosine minus pi. But what about it makes it negative? Is what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is there something that's happening that I'm not knowing because I just like am so bad at trigonometry that I just don't know, right? Because then in this case, this equals that, and in this case, it equals -2. And that's what I'm gonna say, because I don't know. But that's what it should equal then. And I should be done with my homework. It's kind of a lot, because I wrote it all out. If I just did it on the paper, it wouldn't be that bad. But I just didn't want to print it out. My printer's not actually plugged in there. And so why print it out? So let me make sure I got everything. That's 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3. Yep, okay. Okay, I got it. Catch you losers next time. Whoa, what up, what up, what up?